Alright, good morning Fairfax. I'm going to go over with you how to set up your table of contents for your senior project portfolio. I'm on the Fairfax handbook for senior project capstone handbook right now. I have this open, and so you guys should have all received a copy of this in advisory. If you don't have a copy, you lost it, misplaced it, it is available online as well. You can find it under Students, under Senior Project on the Fairfax homepage. So I'm going to scroll down to the section in the handbook that talks about your portfolio. This section really details everything that needs to be included in your portfolio. It talks about the basics, the grading process, and all of that. We're going to focus on these two parts here right now. The required parts of the portfolio as well as the artifact section, because that's what's going to be on your table of contents. So to do your table of contents, just open up a blank Word document. I have one here. I opened it up. I went ahead and did the no spacing. I changed it to Times New Roman 12-point font. And then you're going to number your items in your table of contents. So looking back at what I'm supposed to include in my portfolio itself, I have to have a cover sheet, a table of contents, a cover letter, personal statement, professional resume. You're going to write 3 letters to invite people to senior project night. You'll do that in advisory. You should have your interview of a professional. You should also have a copy of your experience log in your portfolio, as well as the annotated bibliography that you should have done over your career research. So the majority of these things you did in your senior English classroom, and then a couple of them you may have done with your advisory teacher, or kind of just kept track of it on your own. The items have to be on the table of contents. All of these items have to be there. So you're going to take these items, type them in. I have a table of contents that's filled in already. So I have all these items: cover letter, personal statement. Now you will write in the page numbers. So you have to have a cover sheet for your portfolio, so that'll be page 1. You have to have a table of contents, so that'll be page 2, as you can see down here. And then the cover letter would be the 3rd item, so technically that would be page 3. So you're going to go through as you're pulling your pieces together, and you'll label all your page numbers accordingly. So if my personal statement is 2 pages, obviously personal statement would be page 4 and 5. And then you'll go on and number all your stuff to correspond. So I'm not going to number everything because it'll be dependent on your personal portfolio, what pages go where. Some of you may have longer interviews, some of you may have longer annotated bibliographies, so on and so forth. So the college acceptance letter item that I have here, this is one of the artifacts that I've chosen. So these items here, these 7 items, these are all the required items. So college acceptance letters, this could be one of your artifacts. You have to have 3 artifacts from the artifact list. So let's look at the artifact list. You can have letters of recommendation from a teacher. You could have a scholarship letter that you received an award. You could include college acceptance letters, military acceptance letters, awards like Dean's List, Student of the Month, Principal's List, Perfect Attendance. You want to stick with awards you've received essentially primarily in high school. Okay? And then if you have photographs of clubs, events, community service activities, nice photographs that you would like to include, you could do that as well. If you've done any of your own work in your field of interest, like say you want to do graphic design, game design, web design, if you have actual work you've created that you would like to include in your portfolio, that would be a great idea. You can include copies of your ACT or SAT scores if they are strong scores, right? We want to just present ourselves the best way as possible, so if your score's not that great, probably don't put that in there. If you have a great transcript, you're top of your class, or you have a lot of, high grades, A's and B's, high GPA, perhaps you'd like to include that as well, transcript. If you have taken classes in the community college or at the community college and earned yourself some college credits, you might want to include your transcript from there as well. I've also had students who have received certificates of completion in terms of completing like community service or a summer program with the college or the university. that would be a great thing to include in your artifacts section as well. So these are all available to you, choices that you can, add. So I have here an example, college acceptance letters. Let's say I applied to so many schools and I actually got into like 5 or 6, 7 schools. Now you could list them individually, ASU, college acceptance letter, NAU, college acceptance letter, if you'd like, in your table of contents, or you could group them together. So let's say I have 5 schools that accepted me. I could just say college acceptance letters, and for example, maybe this is page 20 through 24. Okay? Now, if you want to do them individually, again, that's up to you, but you need to think about how much space you're going to have on your table of contents. You want your table of contents to honestly be just 1 page. It's going to get excessive if it's multiple pages. And then, again, if you have like a ton of college acceptance letters, maybe pick your top 3 or pick, the schools you're considering, or even the school you've decided to go to. You don't have to include every single piece of paper. So be thoughtful and really take your time to decide what exactly you're going to put in your portfolio. I really highly suggest that you start gathering all your artifacts now, because some of you guys have achieved and accomplished so many things that you're really going to have to try to narrow it down to just the top achievements that you really want to include in the portfolio. When your judges are looking at your portfolio, they're going to look at all these pieces. So what speaks volumes about who you are and what you've done. So that's the table of contents. Just continue, save it in Office 365 or save it in Google Docs, and just continue to update it throughout the next month or 2, because your portfolio is due on February 23rd. So continue to update it, and then when you're all finished on February 23rd, you can print it off, make sure the date or the page numbers are correct, and then you'll be good to go. Thank you.